Saman Soltani is a former national swimming champion from Iran. She turned to kayaking due to restrictions on female athletes over clothing.
And because I was a member of the Iran national team, and you're not supposed to show in the public without hijab and this, and it's illegal. And when you go back, they will put you in prison.
The Paris 2024 team is made up of 36 athletes from 11 different countries. One of them is Saman Soltani, originally from Iran. She'll be competing in the canoe sprint this summer.
Hey everyone, Jamie here. Welcome to Flame Bearers Unedited, a brand new series bringing to you largely unedited conversation. We heard you loud and clear. You want to hear more stories of more elite women athletes from around the world. So we're going to deliver. In Unedited, we're going to bring you completely unfiltered conversations. We hit start, we have our conversation, we hit end. What we're going to see, though, is slightly different because we're not going to have all the traditional bells and whistles that you're used to in Flame Bearers production. So let's jump in.
So hi to everyone. I am Saman Soltani, originally Iranian, and I live in Austria since 2 years ago. I am in the Refugee Olympic Team and I participate at the Paris Olympic Games in 2024. And my sport is canoe sprint, kayaking, and I raced in K1, a kayak for one person, 500 meter.
Saman, talk us about how you found this sport. Yes, so talk to us about it.
I born in a sporty family, and before I come to this world, they were talking, my mom and dad, with each other that if I will be a guy, they will send me to football, and if I will be a girl, they will send me to swimming. And so I was a girl, and they sent me to swimming. And from that time, I had talent in swimming very much, and I was champion in artistic swimming, multiple champion in Iran national championship for more than 15 years. But there is a problem because there is a limit, and the limit is the Iranian can only participate in the national championship, but for the international championship, they cannot participate because of the hijab and because of the Islamic rules. So therefore, because I really loved water sport and I always loved to have international medals, I decided at the age 18 to start kayaking. And also, it was possible for the girls to compete internationally. So I started kayaking, and everyone that time told me that it's so late, then you cannot do it. And people who do professional sport started at the age 5 or 6 and like very, very early. 1 year later, I was in the top 3 in the Iran national championship. And then they invited me to the national team. And in 2018, I won silver in Asian championship in Uzbekistan in under 23. And I was like one of the candidates for the previous Olympic, but because they choose based on the results of the previous competition, and in the previous competition they only send the guys to the competition, not the girls. So I couldn't qualify for the previous Olympic, and actually I almost gave up my biggest dream because it was always my biggest dream. And so I decided to participate in an artistic swimming camp in the international artistic swimming camp in Spain with the Olympic champion and world champion as the first ever Iranian woman. And when I was there, so it's illegal according to the Islamic rules. And so I couldn't go back to my country anymore. And I came to Austria, to Vienna, and I couldn't have any other choices than asking for asylum. My visa was expired, and I also couldn't go back to my own country. And that was really hard for me to accept it because I lost my everything in a second. And I was in a country with one suitcase for 10 days in Barcelona. And that's it. I didn't know the language. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have anything.
This is so mind-blowing to me. So why specifically did you lose your Iranian citizenship? Was it because you were participating in this international sport?
I didn't lose it. I was famous in Iran, and then I was hosting this video and photos of this camp on my Instagram page and also on their website. And the Iranian, moral guardians, they found it out. And because I was a member of the Iran national team, and you are not supposed to show in the public without hijab and this. And it's illegal. And then you go back, they will put you in prison and they will rape you and they will kill you, as they killed like 3 of my friends in this Women Like Freedom. And there were some really brave people who spent in this Women Like Freedom, and I'm really proud of them. So I also like post something on my Instagram that like really Iran belongs to you guys who stand there and fight for it. You know, we watch it from outside. That I'm trying to do my best like from outside, but you know, I'm not political person, and my situation is also not the situation that I could really help to this. But what I can do is with my success, with my story, to be able to motivate other people who are living there, who have dreams, and who are women or young girls, not only there, but everywhere. And they think that their life is over, their life is finished. And I always said that this is exactly the time that it's the new chance for you to start again, to start stronger. And everything depends on your view to the things. It can kill you or it can make you a like superhero. So it depends on you.
So talk to us about your work in Austria. You're competing, you're inspiring and coaching others. You just shared a little bit about this, but why is that important to you? You're also continuing to compete at the highest levels of sport.
After 2 years that I said bye to the professional sport, my friends and Uwe gathered money together and they bought me a paddle and they registered me in the club, and that I just paddle and get in the mood. And 6 months after that, I became Austrian champion and I sent my case to the IOC, to the International Olympic Committee, and they accepted me in the refugee team. And I was lucky enough to be able to compete at the World Cup 1 for the first ever in my life. And that was a great experience. And I managed to go to Final D and I finished the 36th of the world. So that was like really nice for me. For almost 1 year training, my biggest dream had come true. I represent more than 120 displaced people, and I really carried the hope of many, many refugees and also other young Iranian and non-Iranian women.
Talk to us about the Olympic refugee team. I know that there are also Paralympic refugee athletes as well. What is it? When does it come about? A lot of people are not aware that there is an Olympic refugee team.
So when you are a professional athlete and you were racing internationally, they thought that these people also would love to compete and continue their professional sport. You know, they already lost their life because of different reasons, and they asked for asylum in the second country. But then they thought that we cannot participate for our original country, for example, in my case, Iran. And also I cannot participate for the second country that we're asking asylum in. So in my case, Austria, because I'm not Austrian yet. So therefore, it's in between. And there were like no team that they could race under it. And they came together and they built this IOC refugee team with the Olympic flag. And that these people who don't have basically any nationality will be still able to continue their professional career and be able to compete internationally. And I think that's a really, really great thing.
Saman, you've mentioned multiple times that your dream was to compete in the Olympics and that at one point you gave up on it and now you have achieved it. Talk to us about Paris. What was that experience like for you and what did it mean?
So before I go to the Paris Olympic, and in all 4 years, I was always imagining this Olympic rings with the Eiffel Tower. And the opening ceremony, when I passed it, like I couldn't stop my crying because it was exactly the same and how it was in my dreams. And it was always my dream to compete in this biggest sport event. I think it's a dream of almost 90%, 99% of any people who start a sport and to compete at the Olympics. And it's really huge. It feels really good to meet all these great athletes of the world in different sports, being at the Olympic Village. And I talked to many of them. They were really nice. And they were also so happy for our team. And we got so much love from the people, from the athlete, from the other, my teammate there. And it was really, really incredible experience.
Wow, you just gave me such goosebumps. I think what you said is so spot on. It is a dream of millions, billions of people. And I am so happy that you were able to actually live it and actualize it.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy. And, as I always want more, so now I want the Olympic medal. And for this way, I really need support. So I hope that I could find sponsors. And also, I really love to be a speaker. So I give some speeches about motivation, about discipline, about self-confidence, and about how to reach our goals, unleash our potential, and how we wake up our superhero, and how not to give up, and how to overcome challenges. And these are the topics that I mostly talk about. Sometimes I talk to many people, and then they ask me how to find our motivation, how we stay disciplined. I always tell them that you should ask yourself why. Why do you do this? Why do you want to do this? And if you find the answer of this why, you will keep going. And then I ask myself that, like, Saman, why do you want to win an Olympic medal? And the answer is like, I really would love to motivate people, to help them to follow their dreams. And they feel better after they listen to what I'm saying. And if they see there is an example who did this, they can believe it. When we were like child, if we want to jump from somewhere and then be afraid. And when we see our friends just jumped, and then we would also, go and jump after him or her. So it's also the same. If they see that I could do it, and if I could do it, you can do it.
We are so about that. That is basically our entire model, is that if you can see it, you can be it. So we're trying to elevate athletes like yourself who have such incredible stories, who are such incredible role models. So thank you. I want to circle back on that because you said if you can see another child or another person jumping, you can too. I think of you as such an incredible role model and leader. I know you said 90% of the youth in your class drew you when you asked them to draw who their role model is. So for you, what does leadership, what does role modelship look like? So if I'm listening to this and I want to be a role model, I want to be a leader, what would you say? So you said, find your why, but what would you say if I really want to lead?
Basically, we all have different stories. So I don't know. I think you have to find your own way, your own story, and your strength point. So I don't know about other people, but in my case, the message I would like to give to the people is how to come out of this negative mood, because I believe everything depends on the energy. If you face a challenge, it's your decision to go deep and deep with this challenge and make a drama out of it and just feel bad. And when you feel bad, you will face the things like that. And you will, sometimes when you start your day bad, you will see that you will miss the bus, and then someone also go and, talk to you a little bit harsh. And then the next bad thing happen, and it goes like until the night, right? And I think everyone, like all of us in our life, will face challenges. This is something that these challenges come to make us stronger, to help us to reach our dreams and go one level higher. And I think the difference of the people who are champion or who reach something, it's that they are able to manage their emotion and come out of this challenge and negative mood faster than others. Some people don't come out at all, so they will get a depression. Some people, it takes time. And some other people learn how to overcome it. And I would love to teach them more how to be able to overcome challenges. And now I'm talking to you. It's not that my life looks super, super easy. Actually, now I'm in one of my hardest period of my life. And I also face so many challenges, and especially right now after Olympics, that everything is over. And we have to really, really fight to stay, basically alive, to live and do our sport and set new goals, because the next Olympic is in 4 years. And of course, we need to stay disciplined. And I also have other dreams to reach. And so right now that I'm talking to you, I also face so many challenges. I also learning, and I also try to every day be happier and like really celebrate the small victories and a small improvement that happen in my life. It can be someone's smile to me today, and it really depends on your view, that how do you see things and how can you make yourself happy of what you have and what you achieve and what good things, even a small, happens to you during the day.
I think there's such a common misconception around elite athletes, that they are wealthy, that everything is great, that life is easy. We see you on television and you look so beautiful and glamorized. If you're open to it, can you share some of those challenges of what it's like for you right now?
There are many challenges, but also I try to be happy as much as I can, and I enjoy the way I pass. So I won't suffer. Maybe someone from outside that see us or any other like sport, they said that, oh my God, how is it possible that someone paddle in this weather in, I don't know, -1 or like 0 degree? Or like in other sports, for people maybe it looks hard or impossible, or that we are suffering, but actually we are enjoying. We are doing it with joy, and we don't feel like how other people feel about us. Like in a sport, there are many challenges, and not because we are refugees. I just talk about the general sport, about the eating, about the recovery, about the mindset, competing, and these things are really challenging. And of course, we all face challenges in our life, and in some point we have to turn off our brain and then just get back to the training and stay disciplined. So of course there are days we are tired, we don't want to wake up, we don't want to do anything. These things are the challenges that everyone who do professional sport will face it. And as a refugee, so they are triple or double or more. Because we also face challenges because of this title. Also, one of the problems for the refugees is traveling. And now I want to go to, for example, Turkey to training camp, and I need a visa. And that also visa costs money. And it's also really hard to travel as well, beside all the challenges we face.
I would love to shift a little bit and talk about the future of sports, and specifically the future of women's sports and K1. So now that you have reached the Olympics, what are your hopes for the future of your sport, but then also women's sports broadly?
I think I hope for an Olympic medal, because that's also one of my biggest dreams. Me personally, I think I have this woman power inside me, that I never give up, I stay strong, and I know that there are many people who might face these challenges and they might think that, okay, it's not possible anymore and my life is over. And I hope that at least between 100, just one of them see me, like read my story and listen to me and just try one more time. And yeah, that's my only hope. And I would love to see them at the Olympics, and they come to me and we race against each other, and afterward they tell me that I wanted to give up in that year, and I just read your story and I decided to train one more time, to try one more time, and now I'm here. And that's the best feeling I would love to have.
Well, Saman, we're going to do everything in our power to share your story and amplify it as much as possible. We have community members in 56 different countries now, and that number is growing every day. So we hope that we can amplify exactly what you just said. Another thing that we like to ask is what advice you would give to your younger self. So if younger Saman was sitting next to you, what would you want to tell her?
I would say to enjoy more, because of course I faced like many challenges, and I had a hard time and I had a hard life. But I would say to myself that like try to enjoy every second, because in some point you will find a way and it will be solved. And if you feel better and if you feel happy and if you try to enjoy more, it will be like you put oil in the wheel of your bike, so it will go smoother. And then you also will enjoy. There were times that I was really afraid. I was really sad. I was really disappointed, full of doubts and full of frustration. And I would tell to my younger Saman that try to enjoy every second, doesn't matter what.
That's such good advice and so hard to follow. I completely hear you on that. We like to end with one action that you would like people to take after hearing your story. So what one thing would you like our community to do before we end?
So I would love, after you hear my story, you will sit higher, you feel strong, you feel happy, and just do one thing that you were postponing for such a long time right now.
Wow, I have like a dozen of things that I need to do. So that's
just
great.
One of them, yeah.
Just
do
one
of them.
Thanks for tuning in to Flame Bearers Unedited. If you like what you're hearing, please leave us a positive review on your favorite podcasting platform or YouTube. If you want to see more behind the scenes coverage, follow us on social media. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, whatever platform you're on, we're there too. Thanks, and we'll catch you on our next episode.